It's gonna feel amazing. I debuted. How you doing, brother? I debuted in boxing, maybe like.
Oh, that's the real BMF, right?
Yes, sir. What's up, man? Oh shit, bunch of familiar faces, man. What's up, fellas? I debuted in there like maybe, I don't know, 15, 16 years ago, and I had a ball. I had a great time. I fought a guy that had like 30 pro fights at the time. I had a couple MMA fights, I think maybe like under 10, and I had a great time. Now I'm a complete different fighter. I fought in MMA for 20 years, and though it's not my debut, it feels like my debut. There's a lot of mystery regarding these hands. I can't wait to put them on fucking Nate's face, man, and show the world I'm the best boxer to come out of the UFC, hands down.
How did this ultimately happen, Jorge? Because we had talked about being under UFC contract and all that stuff. How did this ultimately come together?
Shout out to my boy Dean Tool. Shout out to Fam Mio. And most important, God. I wasn't planning on coming back to fighting or anything like that. Like I've said numerous times, I'm blessed. I don't have to compete for the money. I do it because I want to do it, And this great deal came, and it came with great opponents. The list of opponents and the possibilities of opponents was great. Something that made me want to wake up out of the bed early and go run my miles and diet and do all the work that I got to do to get this shit done. So I can't lie, man. I'm in a very good place, happy place. I've been in Vegas now since mid-January training, as everybody here knows, because most of you from MMA I see. My training camps are always in Florida with American Top Team, and close with my family, my kids. I see my kids every day when I'm back home. A couple times I've had camps other places because whether it was an altitude or time differences, so I've left maybe 5-6 times. So I'm not really accustomed to that. But for this fight, especially my new handlers wanted me to get out of Miami. Too many distractions, too much bullshit. So I've been here in Vegas doing nothing but fucking training, man, getting in the best shape possible so I could end this motherfucker, man, and there could be no excuses about it. I heard he likes to box. I heard boxing is his thing. I dropped him with kicks, elbows, and knees last time, so now, you get to take that away, so hopefully he's got like a fighting chance now.
Shouldn't it be Masvidal versus Nate Diaz versus Nate Diaz versus Masvidal since we won, or why is it? Just curious on the moniker.
Well, you guys will see in the press conferences that start going off on several things, because you're gonna see a lot of things that are funny, with Nate Diaz. He's I'll give you a little spoiler alert. He said he wouldn't fight unless he walked out second, like non-negotiable. Like, the fuck you talking about? Real fighters Inc. motherfucking this the shit you pulling, and like that I got a list of shit that I'm gonna drop there. But that was one of the many things. And then another thing that he wanted was his name on top, or he wouldn't fight. So I'm like, do you want to fight? Or what, motherfuckers? You've been telling the whole world the same shit. Because back in the UFC, when I was fighting for titles and you were doing fucking nothing but picking your nose, you didn't want to scrap after I got done with them title fights. And it was the same DIVA act. Now, finally, we got the deal done. It took, in totality, the deal took about a year. Like 5 months with the UFC and then another like 4 months with Nate, the Diva Diaz,
What's the game plan for this fight?
The game plan is get in his fucking face and break it. Hit him to the body because I know it's fucking, he got a weak ass body. I dropped him, I think one time with a good little body kick, so I'm definitely gonna dig into the body, dig into his face, dig into the body, and that's it. There's no slamming, no choking, so those are my only options.
I hear you're gonna be applying the pressure too in the fight.
I'll be doing it all in the boxing ring. I know I'm the superior athlete. I got faster hands, I got more power. And my cardio will be better as well by the time the fight comes around, The only thing that kind of has going for him is that he went, 10 rounds with this other dude not too long ago, so he's got a little bit more boxing freshness to him, but that don't mean shit when we get in there.
What's your thoughts on the Jake Paul fight? Did you enjoy it?
I thought sloppy on both ends. I was actually there live, and as everybody knows, all you guys in MMA, I started with boxing. I first found boxing. Then I went into MMA, and I respect both sports so much. And one thing about boxing is, at least come in there in fucking shape, man. And at least do your job to everybody watching, because we're not watching to watch two guys fucking fake guillotining and the other guy pointing at him and walking around the ring. People ain't doing that shit, and that's why I think I get so much love, because I put everything I got into this craft. And when I go out there, I'm gonna show Nate why he shouldn't be smoking so many fucking blunts,
What do you think Jake's gonna win that fight with Mike Tyson in July?
Man, I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know shit, man. About that fight. It's just so hard to call it. I don't know Mike's, he's 60 years old, right? Something like that. Like, damn, that's an old ass dude, bro. you know. And I'm not trying to rank on Jake, because shit, if you're getting the bag for it, you know, what could you do? It's just, I heard it's with 16 ounces, then I heard it's now with, I don't know, there's so many things going on with it. I don't know what to say if it's an exhibition.
Like a full fight, not an exhibition.
Yeah, so I couldn't even call it, you know, because obviously if it's 16 ounces, it's gonna lean more towards Jake. No, I don't even know, man, what to think.
You mentioned the game plan a little bit for the fight. What about the game plan for this tour that you guys are doing here? Like, are you gonna try to get under his skin a little bit today so that carries over, and by the end of this, maybe like he's a little emotional going into the fight?
My plan is just to say facts, nothing but facts. Since the moment I sit in that chair, facts that I could prove up with contracts and paperwork and show the whole world, if anybody's got questions on it, why I'm so fucking upset, you know, because this fight could have took place way longer, you know, and you know, Nate Diaz is a fucking diva, you know.
Jorge, the last time he thinks he's bigger than he actually is compared to you.
Oh, he definitely thinks he's bigger than me. He thinks he's fucking Bruce Lee and King Kong's son, you know, if they fucking made it, you know. And that's awesome, man. That's good for him to think that, you know. It's not gonna be like that come boxing, you know.
Jorge, Conor McGregor and Francis Ngannou, they both said the boxing training has no grappling. It's easier on the body. I know you said you weren't thinking about fighting, but it has to feel better on the knees, on the joints, less grappling, not be able to go neck or wherever you're grappling.
In no way, shape, or form am I trying to diss boxing and these guys that make a living and craft on that, because, you know, they suffer more deaths yearly, because on the day of the fight, there's only one thing you can do is punch, so they take a lot of abuse. But the abuse in an MMA training camp is uncomparable to any fucking sport in the world. Football, soccer, basketball, boxing, there's nothing that compares to it. There's nothing like wrestling 2 hours in the morning, all out with somebody, then doing some quick conditioning, then your coach comes and checks your weight and tells you got another 30 minutes to go run, then you go home, rest, relax, then you got a pad session at night, and Tuesday morning you sparring, and Tuesday night you got fucking weightlifting, and then Wednesday you got fucking sparring again, and then you got running. It's just different, you know. Here it's a lot less of a grind, especially for the injuries that I've had. I don't have to force my body in those areas no more, you know.
How do you think he's going to react when you tell him? Like, hey, what's up with these demands? Like, what's up with all this shit? Like, what do you think he's going to say?
I'm eager to see, man. I'm eager to see what the fuck he's going to say, man. You know, I want to find out just like you, man. Like, you that much of a diva or what the fuck? You know, you want to fight or what?
The last time you fought Nate Diaz, you had Roberto Duran there with your MSG.
Say the first part again?
The last time you fought Nate at MSG, you had Roberto Duran there. And
yes.
This is something that you idolized growing up. Is he going to be coming to this fight?
100%. This is boxing, man. 100% I'm walking out with Roberto Duran. He'll be there ringside, sitting, enjoying the seats. You know, shout out to Roberto. He just got a pacemaker and he's doing fucking amazing. I was scared for a little bit. I was talking to his daughters and his kids. He's doing great. He'll definitely be at my fight, 100%. Say it again?
You're going to get some pointers from him for your return to the ring?
We're going to bring him out maybe like 2-3 weeks before the fight. You know, we're waiting for him to heal up and get a little better, and we're bringing him out. This has been like a dream of mine forever, to just have him with me, working out, giving me pointers, as you said, and just fucking showing me boxing his way, you know, because he is one of my favorite guys, not just for his attitude, how he carried himself in and out of the ring, but his style and how he implicated stuff and how he like grappled to punch and punch to grapple. So I love his style, man.
What's your favorite boxers right now?
Some of my favorite boxers, I love Terrence because he goes out there and fucking lays it on the line. You know, you're such a fucking #1 champion stud, and you're putting it all on the line. You're fighting the best guys, and then you're trying to knock them out. That is like, that's the shit for me. The Japanese monster's a fucking beast. Joseph Benavidez a beast. Obviously Canelo. Shit, there's a bunch of guys that I'm fucking with right now.
Stuff, you know, do you feel like that's applying to Canelo a little bit with the Benavidez stuff?
You know, I don't know all the details on that one, so I don't want to opinionate too much on it. But what I do say is, you know, Benavidez, which is clearly the #1 in everybody's book, I feel like Canelo should fight him. You know, I don't know what the holdup is. I don't know the details. In boxing is like, it's different, man. They got a lot of different demands, and how much am I gonna get off the gate, and what are you getting off the pay-per-view? It's a different world, so I don't want to like speculate too much on their situation because I don't know anything about it. I just, as a fan, would love to see Benavidez and Canelo throw down in their fucking prime.
How much do you think that person's for that fight?
That person, I got no idea. Boxing's crazy, man. They fucking, the numbers are so different, you know. I think a fight is worth maybe like 30-40 mil, and then somebody comes is like 150 million, you know. So I don't want to opinionate nothing on that.
Canelo asked for close to 200 million for that fight.
I mean, I don't know. That's, if I'm doing the math in my head, that's like what, 2 million pay-per-views, something like that. Roughly, you gotta sell 1.7 pay-per-views, 1 million. What the fuck? That's a lot of fucking.
Fight prediction, Jorge, for the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight?
Man, Ryan, I'm thinking just like Oliver. He looks a little cuckoo right now, man. I wouldn't mind like an upset, you know, but I think Haney's just gonna pull it off. He's just gonna outbox him, you know.
All right, you have that belt on your shoulder. It looks like you're making a bit of a statement. There's another fight in town that's got a similar looking belt on the line. Curious what your take is on that fight. Maybe someone needs to be reminded who the real BMF is.
Not to take nothing away from Max, because I think he's one of the best ever. Gagey obviously does his thing as well, but I'm the OG of this shit, you know? That shit wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for me, one. And two, I definitely got to rub it in old Nate's face, you know what I'm saying? I know he's still sour as fuck about that, and that's when not that we ever had like a friendship, relationship or nothing, but that's when it started getting sour, when he started saying things like I'm a coward, I should have never took the belt, this and that. Like, motherfucker, a medical professional stopped me from doing further damage to you. Go talk to that motherfucker. Don't be mad at me calling me a coward, saying I was gonna quit in the 4th and 5th round. And that's why I love it that my first match back is against this guy. So in my mind, there's nothing to settle, but at least I get to shut him up in his fucking head too as well, you know?
In the immediate aftermath of the first fight, you said you weren't satisfied because of the doctor stoppage. You wanted to knock him out.
Yeah.
So you have to knock him out this time.
I think I could just box his ears off clean and it would be enough to make all my fans happy, his fans happy. But you guys know the nature of this beast. I want him fucking dead. I want him lying there 3-4 minutes unconscious, soul leaves, and then when it comes back, hopefully he's like a better person, you know?
Are you done with MMA?
Man, that is my favorite roller coaster, the favorite best drug I've ever had. Fucking better than any sex, better than fucking any ice cream I've had. So I can never say I'm done with it. Am I like taking a break from it because I've done it for 20 years straight? Yeah, a little break ain't bad right now, especially for my body, you know. Just as we talked about earlier, it's a different grind, and I could box for a lot longer right now without having to put my body through that beat down right now.
How is it better than?
Is going to be a UFC champion first, Kayla Harrison or Bo Nickel?
Kayla, she's got way more fights, you know, and right after Holly Holm, who else should she fight? The champ, you know. There's no question in my mind, you know, that she should just go to fighting the champ after this. Bo's obviously not fighting anybody yet of that caliber. He's gonna get there eventually, as I've been saying since his first fight. But if it all goes right for Kayla, I mean, she wins this fight, and that's another person I've been talking about forever because she's been my teammate. And I've been watching her literally rape motherfuckers on the mat. She's gonna be a champion. Like, there's no stopping.
Down to 135? Like, did you think she's capable of that?
Hella impressed, because at 145, she ain't got no body fat on her. I've been around Kayla like 5-6 years now. At 145, she ain't got no body fat on her, and she lives a pretty strict life. She lives a fucking very strict life. So I know she used to hurt a little bit to get to 145. To get to 135 and she was chilling, she didn't look sucked out, just is a testament to show what a fucking animal she is.
On that BMF title fight this weekend, The Rock put that on you.
Yes, sir.
You put that on Justin. And we got Mark Coleman this weekend. Talk to me about that.
Fuck yeah, man. You know, when they put, like, bringing somebody from boxing, something like that, it's like, nah, you can't do it. This belt can only be put on by bad motherfuckers that come from this sport. They're made their fucking claim to fame and their money from this fucking sport. So hearing that Mark Coleman's putting the belt, it's like, fucking yes, bro. Like, fuck yeah. I couldn't think of a better fucking guy to put it, especially what he just went through. And all the fucking great fights that he gave us, winning championships here, kicking ass over there in Pride, literally fought everybody he possibly could. And he's just a fucking, since I met him, he's probably one of the coolest human beings I've met, and especially in the sport. You know?
Who you got in the main event for tomorrow between Alex and Jamal?
I got Pereira, man. And I just love Pereira, man. Jamal Hill's a stud. He can fucking box, he can move, he can fucking dance it up in there, and he's fucking aggressive as hell. But he's also, you know, I don't know, he's pretty damn good on the ground too. Like, I seen him, he doesn't have bad control on the ground. Is he gonna go for takedowns? I don't know. That'll be a big deciding factor. I think on the feet though, Pereira's got the experience, he's got a little bit more power, a little bit more versatile. He can kick as well, really good. So I think he can stop his movement. I think on the feet, I'm definitely leaning towards Pereira heavy. On the overall MMA, I lean a little bit more towards Jamal. So it's kind of like, you know, if Jamal goes for takedowns, it could be a long night for Pereira. That also costs a lot of gas as well, but I'm leaning towards Pereira, man. I really like this dude, man.
Same day, June 1st, we will better live. You got a prediction for that?
I don't. I fucking like both guys. Those are two guys that I like a lot, man. Both in such opposing styles, completely fucking different. Both guys are in the prime of their life, undefeated. I don't have a prediction for that. But if I was just to pick somebody right now, my thing could change a week from now. I think maybe Bivol, you know, for right now, you know. But that could change next week, man, because both of them are fucking killers, man.
Jorge, from your experience, is there like a stark difference from the mentality of a mixed martial artist and a boxer, or it's not that different?
Definitely. There's a lot of differences. Both are fucking dogs. Both are willing to lay it all on the line and get after it. But there is a difference, you know. I think boxing, once you've been doing it for a while and you get to a certain level, like you're 15 years old, you're like a national champion. You know, you might still get some whoopings in the gym as you're coming up in the rankings, but it's not like MMA how we get humbled, because I don't give a fuck who it is. Take, for example, like John Jones, right? And then he brings out Ryan Gordon, one of these top-notch grapplers. He's gonna get fucking humbled in many of the situations, you know, and that goes with, like, let's say for Pereira now, two-time UFC champion, current champion right now. He brings in like a guy like a Bo Nick or somebody to come wrestle with him, he's gonna get fucking humbled. So in MMA, we have that thing as we're still climbing and we're still at the top, you're still getting humbled, and it's like, all right, cool, hit the reset button and keep fucking moving. I don't think it's so much like that in boxing, you know?
Does that keep you more in tune with like the warrior spirit kind of thing?
Definitely with the warrior spirit, definitely with that humbleness, and definitely with the shit, I don't know it all. In the moment that I think that I do is when I fucking lost, you know?
Hey, Jorge,
Did you picturing to fight in boxing?
Yeah. Oh, that name's gonna get dropped on that day. We're already working on number 2 and number 3.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I just can't say nothing because they'll find my ass. I can't say names, but as soon as I get done with Buddy here, boom, that name will get dropped, you know? Won't be that dude. I'm gonna win some real fight. Nah, me personally, I'd never fight Roy, man. I'm a Florida boy. I love this dude. And if an angel came down and told me you're gonna knock him out in the first round, I still wouldn't care, man. That's Roy Jones, and he's a living legend to me. And obviously, he's way past his prime. So I'm not looking to take fights like that, you know.
But you promoted him, so that was kind of a
definitely
cool,
promoted
badass
him.
moment.
Definitely promoted him. I also I went to like 3 different training camps before I settled with Jorge Capetillo here in Vegas. I went to Freddie Roach's. I went to Roy Jones, actually. I was there for about 10 days, and it was such an honor just to be with, in my personal opinion, maybe the greatest pound for pound guy of my generation, you know. Nobody has done it in boxing, I think, in the last 100 or 200 years. Started at junior middleweight and went all the way to fucking heavyweight and won every belt in between and fought every motherfucker and never fucking held out or fought guys way past their prime. He's the ultimate dude, and then he's the humblest guy on the planet either. So it was a real cool experience to spend all that time with Roy and learn a lot from him.
Who have you been sparring with?
Away from Florida.
So it's on one end it's very tough because I'm always up and down with my kids, you know. It's just part of my routine. Even in Florida, I'll get an early morning run in, I'll come back home, drop them off at school, then I go do my thing, I go work out here, I go work out there, pick them up from school, chill with them, you know, and half the time they're with the mom, half the time with me, so that's like the schedule. Right now it's full time, I don't see them until I fly to Florida, you know. So it sucks and it hurts, but as far as like a physical thing going, like I just rest a lot of the time now. I'm not stuck in that Miami traffic because anywhere you go, it's like an hour and a half that way and 2 hours this way. So I got a lot of rest time in Vegas, and all my energy just goes into training, recuperating, and eating clean.
Who's some of the people that you've been sparring with out here?